What's up, everybody? Recently, I just did an in-depth training for some of my students on the 5 steps needed to get started with your digital product business. You'll see in the training here, literally these 5 steps. I started my business, I made a bunch of money using these 5 steps, and I still continue on with these 5 steps to this single day. If you're ready to get your business started or go to the next level in your business, or you're just excited to make a bunch of money online, this is the training for you. Let's get into it. Enjoy the training. Wanted to take a little bit of time today and just offer some clarity and some coaching on exactly what to do, like the exact steps needed on how to maximize your potential for success with your digital product business. Now, again, if you're newer here, welcome. If you've been around for a bit, you might have heard some of these concepts. I believe every person on the call has heard me talk about this at least once, but I want to go back and I want to actually do a little bit of an overview of a concept that I teach all the time called the cycle of success. And I actually just want to bring a little bit more clarity to each one of the steps, because whether you have been around for a while, whether you're brand new, I think where most people make the mistake of what do I do next? I'm lost, is they just simply forget this very simple process. And when, for me, I know for me, so many times I just need it put in front of me again, oh yeah, duh. And a lot of times, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally wasn't doing step number 3 right. I skipped from 2 to 4. No wonder why I have some disconnect here. And I just want to bring some clarity so that way you have the most incredible opportunity at success as you are building out your digital product business. All right, so drop some fire emojis in the comments if y'all are excited to get started, okay? So like I just mentioned, we're going to be re-going over what I call the cycle of success. And by the way, I've got to say, so I created this cycle of success after thinking and really just pondering what is the most easiest, if I was starting over, knowing what I know now and coaching myself from 6 years ago, what is the surefire, you cannot miss it if you just do this, 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 and this. And obviously in the program, guys, we have the success path, and that goes even more in depth. But these 5 steps right here, okay? These 5 steps, if I could compile the success path in Digital Product Academy into these 5 steps, just do these 5 steps well. If you could do step 1 well, if you could do step 2 well, if you could do step 3 well, if you just do these 5 steps well, then everything we teach you in Digital Product Academy in the success path is just gravy on top. It's just clarity. It's just a little bit more insight for the nuances of how this process works. But I am telling you this right now. If I were to start over in my journey, and knowing what I know now and coaching myself then 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would do these exact steps in depth, wholeheartedly, and get very, very, very clear on all the steps. So are y'all ready? Let me know in the comments. Say, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Okay, thank you, Rome. Guys, give it up for Rome. Let's go. Okay, so if you don't know the cycle of success, okay, there are 5 steps, and I call it, ooh, the board's glitching out here. I call it a cycle because the beautiful part about the cycle of success is that whether you are brand new and you're like, what do I do? Where do I go? How does this work? Or you're like, I've been doing this for a while. I'm making a little bit of money. How can I optimize to go to the next level? You literally just start the cycle over. I'm telling you guys and gals this. So Digital Product Academy was born off of this cycle. High Ticket University was born off of this cycle. Diamond Program was born off this cycle. I have a new mentorship program called the Inner Circle that was born off of this cycle. And all of these different programs are different offerings of my digital products. But the reason why, this one led to this one, led to this one, led to this one is because I am also currently practicing the cycle of success, like myself at this point of my journey. So I don't know another way to like highly stress, pay attention, and really comb through what you're up to right now to ensure that when you do these, to ensure your best chance at success. Okay, so step number one. You guys have heard me say this over and over and over and over again. And guess what? You're going to continue to hear me say this over and over and over again, because the secret sauce, please hear me, like these little sayings I give you guys and gals, like clarity is the secret sauce. They're not just little sayings. They're not just like, oh, that's cute and I'm going to write it down. Haha. Like when I say get clear, in fact, let me do this. Get clear, like clear on who you desire to serve, okay? I'm not talking about niching down to the point it's just like ridiculous, okay? I always say it like this, excuse me. Can you grab me a water, Rum? I always say it like this. If you're trying to serve everybody, you'll end up serving nobody, okay? Like I'm going to serve every 14-year-old child in the world. Like what? Like that's so broad. Like you're not going to be able to help anybody. Like 14-year-old children, where, when, what, how, why, like what? So you can't go like extreme broad, because if you're extreme broad, it's just too wide and it's not going to work. The opposite is also true. You can't go so extreme bottlenecked. I always like make up these goofy scenarios like, my niche is I am going to serve, Italian gold collector dads who are, 32 and a half years old exactly, who are missing a left hand and who played soccer for exactly 2 years in college and then got their first job at McDonald's. Like, what? Like, you also can't go so extremely niche down to where it's like, I'm sure that person that I just made up might exist, but is there enough of those Italian gold collecting, which I don't even know where that came from, but like, is there enough of those people in the world that have a problem that I could solve that would be willing to pay me to the point where like I could actually have a consistent income coming in? Like probably not, right? Like not that I know of. So the point that I'm trying to make here with the first step in the cycle of success, like if you want to jumpstart your digital product business, you must get clear, okay? And I'm going to say it again, and please don't hear it as like a cute little saying. Clarity is the secret sauce. Okay, clarity is the secret sauce. Hey, I really hope that you're enjoying the video. I want to invite you guys. I have recently created a free training teaching people how to make money online. My students are literally making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and some of them even make hundreds of thousands of dollars, not in a year, but in a single day. If you want more information on how you can get started, all you need is a phone and a laptop. You can go to digitalproductacademy.org, or you can click the link below in the description. Guys, after you watch the free training, if it sounds like it might be something cool for you to check out, you can book a free call with one of my client success coaches, and they'll be able to help you more. Now, back to the video. So maybe you've already chosen your niche. Maybe you've already picked your niche. I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you. Comb through who you desire to serve in the niche that you've already chosen. Excuse me. And just do a double check. Just do a triple check. Is this, Samuel, Italian gold collecting dads? I have no clue where that came from. I've never heard that in my life. Go through the niche that you have chosen if you've already chosen your niche. And by the way, if you haven't, then you can go through the how to pick your niche course here in the program, okay? But here's the thing, as you are deciding on who you want to serve, make sure you are clear, okay? Can I give you all an example? Like this is one of the examples from one of my digital products, which is my, it's called a B2B, a business to business offer. And that's my high ticket university offer, okay? And so my digital product is a premium value program. It's $50K, and we help business owners scale their business online with premium value / high ticket offers, right? I teach people how to charge way more than they could have ever dreamed possible. And we teach them how to go from 6 figures annually to 7 figures annually, okay? And we've got dozens of people in that program. It's awesome. But here's even a story for you on why clarity must be the secret sauce for me as well. When we launched this program, okay, we have like probably, I think, we just opened it a handful of months ago. We've been talking about it for a while, but it's been open for like, I don't know, like 3 months or something, like officially opened. Maybe 2.5, 3 months. Anyways, we've got probably 30-ish people in that program right now. And when we launched the program, now the program is fire. The program is absolutely insane. The modules and the courses inside of the program are literally what I teach my diamond clients, except for diamonds, we just do it for them. Okay, so HTU is like pretty fire. It's very powerful information. And so when we launched this program, the language that I was using to attract the right people was, and this was the wrong language. I'm trying to tattle on myself so you guys can see, even for me, get clear on who you want to serve. So I was using the language because, again, I was like, well, I'm just going to serve who I was 6 or 7 years ago. So the language I was using was, are you a business owner whose monthly revenue is stuck between $50,000 to $70,000 and you desire to blah, 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 right? Now, the problem with this language, okay, is I thought it was clear, but the problem with it was, do you know how like few and far between there are businesses that are stuck at $50,000 to $70,000? There's a number of them out there, but there is so few of them that for me to put this word out there, like the algorithms are searching really, really hard. And we even closed a few people with that language, but everything changed for us when I got clear on who I want to serve. Okay, like we know the program's fire. We know we can get people insane results. Something is misfiring here because peeps aren't just flooding in. What are we doing wrong? And I said, wait a second. What if we change the language? What if we got clear? Okay, what if we got clear, more clear on who we desire to serve? And instead of just pigeonholing ourselves, remember, if you go too wide, it's not good. If you go too narrow, it's not good, okay? I was too narrow. So I said, what if we said, are you a business owner who desires to get more high-ticket clients? Like, it's still niched, but it's not so narrow to the point where I'm pigeonholing myself. Are you stuck at $50,000 to $70,000? I'm like, that's a little bit too narrow. Are you guys getting it? So we changed the language to, are you stuck at 50 to 7? And we just said, are you a business owner who desires to get more high ticket clients? I went a little bit higher into the market. Okay, not too high. I wasn't like every business owner in the whole entire universe. I would love to serve you and help you. Like, I wasn't saying that. I just went one step higher and didn't pigeonhole myself on the number. When we did this, boom, peeps just started jumping in. Okay. So even for me, guys, even for me at the current level that I'm at, I cannot overstress to you guys and gals enough that clarity is the secret sauce. I want to just submit this to you, okay? Maybe the thing that is holding you back from making your next 10K or 20K or 50K or 100K is that your language is not perfectly clear on exactly who you desire to serve. Okay, maybe. So, and there's no way I can know for every single person on the call, and that's fine, but you can comb through and say, okay, am I using the exact language? Is the clarity on my words exactly the perfect fit? Because I'm telling you this, when you get clear on who you desire to serve, okay, everything changes. Your language changes, your landing pages changes, your ebook changes, your course changes, your delivery changes, your content changes. And when it changes and you dial in on the clarity, everything explodes. Okay, so make sure as you are doing step number one, okay, get clear on who you desire to serve. Now, by the way, this is like the ending to my story. This is coming after I had already built a number of different programs. Like High Ticket University, I think was my 7th or 8th premium value offer. Meaning I had, before I created High Ticket University, I had 7 other programs that were at least $10,000 each, and all of them had like hundreds and hundreds of students in them. Okay, so even for me, if I breeze over too fast, too quickly, and I don't get clear enough on who I desire to serve, even for me, I can hurt myself by not dialing into the clarity on who I desire to serve. Are y'all getting it? Drop some fire emojis. I told y'all, like, sometimes we just need to have it in front of us again and just really like redigest this, okay? So the first step, get clear on who you want to serve, who you desire to serve. Number two, okay, this is the second step in the cycle of success. You guys have heard me say this over and over and over again. Come up with an obvious solution to your market's obvious problem. Now, let me just submit this to you while you're on here. For those who've been around a little bit, okay? For those who didn't just jump into Digital Product Academy, let me remind you, maybe you are doing now what I just told my story about. Maybe you have come up with a very obvious solution to your market's problem, but you are not clear enough in your language. That's exactly what happened to me on the launch of High Ticket University. I had a fire program. Like, that thing solves problems for people who desire to get more high ticket clients. Like, it's a fire program, but I wasn't clear enough. Okay, so do you see, like, all of these steps are very intricately connected one to another. So make sure that you don't just breeze by because you're like, oh, I want to get rich. You know, like, don't do that. Like, make sure that you are really doing the think work to make sure that you are doing all of these steps correctly, concisely, and to the best of your ability. Okay, so obviously get clear. But number two, come up with an obvious solution to your market's obvious problem. Here is why the clarity is so extremely important when it comes to your digital product business. Why? Because what I don't want for you is I don't want for you to create, like, spend all this time and energy, maybe money, just all of this resource on creating a product that, because you are not clear on who you desire to serve, you are kind of in the ballpark, but maybe not 100% clear. If you spend all of this time creating this obvious solution to your market's obvious problem, if you're not clear on the market, maybe there is a market to product disconnect because you're not clear on the market. Okay, so what I want to suggest to you guys and gals is obviously get clear, but when you are clear and you start thinking through what is the obvious solution to their obvious problem and how can I solve this for them in the form of my digital product, what you need to do is, please don't make this mistake. A lot of newbies make this mistake. Please don't make this mistake. I know you're not going to make this mistake. Where people miss it is they're like, I'm just going to create a course on XYZ because I think I know my niche. And they like spend all this time creating their course, oh my gosh, or their program or their ebook or blah, 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 blah. And now they have this amazing thing. I worked so hard. Oh my gosh, no one's buying it. Well, number one, were you clear? Were you clear enough? Number two, did you come up with a product that you thought would be cool to sell? Or did you actually come up with an obvious solution to your market's obvious problem? Because where so many newbies miss it is newbies are trying to sell what they think people would like to buy. Okay? But I want to just encourage you now, from someone who's already made this mistake, hopefully you don't have to. Okay? Instead of you trying to sell something that you think would be cool, you need to sell something that the market extremely desires. Okay? Here's an example. Okay? Let's say we were in a desert. Okay? And you grew up in a strong knitting family, and your mom and your grandma, even your dad and your uncles, were the best knitters in the whole entire world. Okay, literally they won awards and it was amazing. And so you have this knitting background, okay? And we're in the desert and you are like, I want to be an entrepreneur, so I am going to make the most amazing socks anyone has ever seen in their whole entire life. And you get to work and you buy all these supplies and you get all of the thread. Is it thread? Thread. Knit. You get all yarn. Thank you. You get all the yarn and you invest into the yarn and you buy the new whatever they are, and you're working so hard. I'm going to make 100 pairs of socks. This is amazing, right? And you're working so hard. And then finally, like, whoo, my product is finally done. This is amazing. We're the best. This is going to crush, because I think it's going to crush because I put so much into this. I worked so hard on this and I know it's going to crush. And then you go to the actual market. But because you were not clear on who the market was, you were not discerning or even asking, what would you guys like? You start walking out into the desert with 100 pairs of socks, like, oh, I'm going to crush it today. And you're like, yo, what's up? You want to buy some socks? You're like, no, thank you. Okay, cool. Hey, do you want to buy some socks? No, thank you. Come on, bro, they're the best socks in the world. Trust me. No, I'm good. What about you? You want socks? Nope. Okay. And then you go home discouraged. Man, no one wants my thing. Maybe entrepreneurship's not for me. Ooh, boo, 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 hoo. Okay. That's the mistake most newbie entrepreneurs make. What you should have done, and this is when the clarity comes in to play, and this is where come up with an obvious solution to an obvious problem comes into play. What you should have done is just said, okay, I'm in a desert. Everyone's boiling hot every single day. What do they desire? Hey man, let me ask you a question. Like out here in the desert, like what do you wish you could have every single day? Oh, bro, if somebody were to like show up every day at 8 a.m. with a case of ice cold, refreshing waters, I would buy the whole entire case every single day. Okay. Hey, what about you? Like, you're out here in this desert. It's pretty hot. Like, what do you wish that somebody could do for you? Oh my gosh. Like, I am looking for waters all day long, every single day. Okay, water. Yeah, and you know what would make them better? If they were like ice cold. Okay, cool. So now you're saying, okay, the market has an obvious problem, and though you are amazing at socks, oh my gosh, right? You're the best knitter in the world. When getting clear comes into play here, now you can actually clearly say, okay, what does my market actually want? And then you can reverse engineer what's an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem, not just you trying to come up with some cool idea that I think is going to work. I'm telling you this right now. The person who does the B part of this story, hey, desert market, what would you like? I want freezing cold waters. They are going to sell a ton. I'm talking like a mind-blowing amount more products than the person who thinks their thing could be cool because I'm really good at it. Okay? Is this making sense so far? Are you guys understanding this? Okay? So, by the way, it's not that in this story, it's not that the sock maker is like, a complete failure. What the sock maker should actually do is go knock in a different neighborhood. Instead of trying to sell your socks to the desert, you should actually go to whatever, Antarctica or Arctic Russia and then go, hey, what do you wish you had? Man, I wish I had some warm socks. I wish I had a blanket. I wish I had a jacket. Do you know anybody? Matter of fact, I do. I'll start with these socks, but give me a week and I'll have a blanket and I'll have a jacket and I'll have some earmuffs for you. How about that? Oh my gosh. If you showed up with that, I'd buy 10 pairs. I'd buy one for every person in my family. Are you guys understanding what I'm talking about here? Okay. It's not that your thing or your idea is bad. It's that you need to make sure that it's called a message to market match. And the only way you are going to get a message to market match is if you do step number, like I cannot emphasize how important get clear on who you desire to serve is, because without that, it's going to be very, very hard to come up with an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem. Okay? Drop some fire emojis if y'all are getting this, okay? Trying to help some people here. Thank you, Rome. Trying to help some people here today, y'all. Okay? So let's go back to the desert. Okay, and the people in the desert are like, yo, I can't believe this. Like, we asked for water and you show up every day with water. We're buying all the waters. And you're like, oh my gosh, I ran out of water. Like, show up with more tomorrow because my uncle wants some waters too. And you're like, oh my gosh, okay. Like, I'm telling you guys and gals this, when you come up with an obvious solution, not something that you think could be cool, but an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem, okay? It doesn't, you at that point, you don't even have to be a business person. Like, if you just give the market what the market wants, they will buy you out every single day. Like, every single day. If you are selling cold, refreshing water in the middle of the desert, you're going to be rich. If you are selling warm, amazing, soft, the best socks and blankets and sweaters that you hand knit in the Arctic blast, you are going to be rich, right? So make sure that you're not just coming up with, I think this could work. Like, get clear so that when you have clarity, you can provide an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem. And in fact, I'm going to do the same thing here. Same way I underlined the word clear there, I'm going to underline these words here. Obvious solution to the market's obvious problems. Okay? Not just one that you think could be cool. What is the market like? What does the market want? What do they desire? What are they asking for? I don't know. Of course you know. All you got to do is go into these Facebook groups and see what people are talking about. All you got to do is go on to whatever, Amazon, and start reading the reviews. And people are like, I really love XYZ. I wish it had XYZ as well. Ta-da! Like, you're literally tapping into market research, right? Like, oh man, like the more Facebook groups that you join around your niche, okay? And the more you're in there to provide value, like we teach you here in the program, the more you're going to start seeing where people are like, man, if only somebody came up with an XYZ, I would buy 5 of them. Okay, that's a hint. And then 2 days later, somebody else goes, hey, does anyone know where I could find an XYZ? There's something kind of similar, but I've never found one exactly like blah, blah, blah. Is there a training? Is there a course? Is there a blah, blah, blah around XYZ? And then 4 or 5 people jump on like, man, that would be amazing. I don't know any, but if anyone knows, let me know. Aha! Success leaves clues. What is the market talking about that the market wants, that it desires? Okay? Y'all getting it? Number 3. Step number 3 in the cycle of success, okay? Now that you're super clear, now that you've come up with an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem, number 3 is this. Now you can create your digital product that solves that problem, okay? Let's go to, let's just take the desert example again, okay? let's say that you are in the desert and you're like, well, shoot, I don't have any waters to sell. Okay. Have you ever sold water? Well, yeah, I mean, it's how I'm just making all this up. It's how I paid my way through college. So I don't have any waters. I didn't like become a millionaire from it, but I know how to do it. Okay, guess what? You should go to these people in the desert and they're saying, we want water. The obvious solution is to give them water, but guess what? A secondary obvious solution is to teach people how to sell water. I hope this is opening up your ideas and your mindset a little bit. Okay. I don't necessarily have water to sell, but I know enough about selling water that I could show somebody, hey, listen, bro, everybody out here, they all really, really, really want cold waters. Yes. What if I could show you exactly how to sell cold waters and make a fortune? Man, that's actually a pretty amazing idea. Or let's go to the Antarctica again, okay? Let's go to the Arctic blast. And everyone's like, we desire socks. Oh my gosh. Well, number one, you could actually create the socks for them. That's cool. Or you could appeal to an even higher part of the market. Okay, not just the people who want socks only. That's cool and you can make some money. But what if you actually taught people how to knit the socks, how to manufacture the blankets, etc. And they paid you because now they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the math here. If I could just sell 10 blankets a day, that would make enough money for me and my family, but I don't know how to make blankets. And you're like, well, hey, I can show you how. That's the power of digital products. Digital products could either be the exact answer, the exact solution to the exact problem, or a digital product could also be the training to teach people how to provide the exact solution to people's exact problems. Are y'all getting this? Like, is this making sense here? Right? So it's the difference. I use this analogy quite a bit. It's the difference between being a magician or a mule. Some of you may or may not have heard me talk about this before. But one of my first business mentors, okay, his name was Mark, and he taught me this lesson, and I'm so thankful that was one of the first I learned in business. He said, listen, bro, because he was like, okay, let's analyze, you're a new entrepreneur, let's analyze your business. What are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm doing this, I'm selling that, then I'm doing this, I'm trying to sell this, I'm hustling. And he just looks at me and he goes, you know what your problem is? I said, what? He said, you are a mule and you're not a magician. And I said, okay, what does that mean? And he said, the difference between the mule and the magician, okay? The mule actually does the work. Now, by the way, if there's work to be done and you're a mule, you can make some money. You can help some people, right? But the magician makes more money than the mule. The magician helps more people than the mule by doing what I'm about to show you. And the magician works less hard than the mule because, and by the way, I'm not talking about like casting spells, magic. I'm talking about like, you know, a card trick, like, you know, which one? Like it's the King of Hearts, or like I'm talking about like a magician that comes up to you at the restaurant table or something, right? Like a trickster, like a magician, like look at these cards, right? And the secret of the magician in this particular context, it's not actually magic. Like you guys know that, right? Like this is not like spells being cast before your eyes and your card magically appeared. No. The magician is so good at what they do that it appears to be magic to the people who are watching. Like, how the heck do you do that? What? Oh my gosh, that must be. It's so, you make it look so easy, it must be magic. But the magician just knows, no, I've done this so many times. I can do it so smooth. I can do it so effectively that it appears to be magic to you, but it's actually just the technique that I do it in. And that, my friends, who are all watching right now, You could, and by the way, if you want to start as a mule, please start as a mule and sell digital products, like sell the actual bottles of water, sell the actual socks, sell the actual blankets, no problem. I made millions of dollars doing that before I learned the lesson I'm trying to teach you right now. Okay, but if you want to serve even more people, make even more money, and basically knock on a different neighborhood door, okay, the mule, you're going straight direct to consumer and you can make a little bit of money. But if you go and you knock in the neighborhood of people who desire to make money in the same market as you, and you can actually teach them the magic trick, hey, I'm seeing here, you desire to be the quote unquote mule, okay? You desire to make this money by doing the actual thing or doing the actual service. I will just show you how the magic trick works so that you can go and people can just pay you for your service. Like, think about this, guys. Every single one of us are getting hit with ads all the time, like affiliate marketing, you know, Airbnb arbitrage, Amazon FBA, e-commerce, drop shipping. Okay, all of those guys and gals, they're appealing to the market, and guess how they are going to deliver the information and the delivery to those who purchase their thing? Through digital products, through their course, through their mentorship, through their program, etc. And so what are they doing? They are being the magician, and they are teaching. As the magician, you're paying them to learn the trick so that you can learn from them to how to go be the mule. Are y'all getting this? I hope somebody's getting helped right now, because I'm giving y'all the sauce, baby. This is the sauce right here. Okay? So don't just see yourself as the mule. See yourself as the magician. Okay? Now, by the way, you can only become a magician if you've muled enough. Don't try to show somebody the magic trick if you don't even know it yourself. Right? If you keep pulling the wrong card and like, that's not my card, no one's going to pay you how to learn the magic trick from you. Right? Like, what the heck? You've tried 4 times and you not got my card right. Right? Like, so you actually have to be good at the muling in order for yourself to level up to the magician level, okay? This making sense? You guys getting it? So after you get clear, and after you come up with an obvious solution to the market's obvious problem, then you want to create a digital product that solves that problem. Number 1, you could either create a digital product that is direct to consumer, okay? It's direct, like, hey, here's the bottle of water, here's the pair of socks, or you could go one level higher, and instead of not just going direct to the consumer, you can go to people who also desire to make money in that area and just teach them the magic trick. Or if you want to get super fancy, you can do both. Hey guys, here's the bottle of water. Oh man, thank you so much. This bottle of water is amazing. Yeah, in fact, what if you actually learned how to sell these bottles of water? Like the same way you just bought this bottle of water from me, what if I could teach you how to sell these bottles of water? In fact, look, I make this much money a day selling these bottles of water. What if you could do it? That would actually be amazing. Like, do you guys see like the power of digital products here? You can literally start stacking these and compounding these ideas, but you can't do any of it if you're not clear. Y'all getting it so far? Okay, so step number 1, get clear on who you desire to serve. Step number 2, come up with an obvious solution to your market's obvious problem. Step number 3, create that digital product that solves that problem, either as the actual solution to the problem, direct to consumer, or showing them how to do the magic trick direct to the people who desire to make money in your niche as well. Okay, step number 4. Y'all ready? I know this sounds obvious, but you got to start telling people how you can help them. Like, again, a lot of newbies make this mistake. I worked so hard on this pair of socks. It's the best pair of socks that ever existed in the whole entire world, especially for Christians, by the way. And by the way, I'm not talking to the Christians. I'm talking from the church, because I am is one of these, okay? Like, I did all this work and now I'm just going to wait for the Holy Spirit to lead everybody else to me. And I gave this example recently in one of my trainings. This is how silly that mindset is, okay? I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to hope God tells everybody. Okay. That's literally like, let's say that you are, in the swimming pool as like a level 1 million certified lifeguard, and you have this amazing solution to help people who are drowning, and 3 feet away from you, a little child falls into the pool and they're drowning. Oh my gosh, somebody help me. Are you going to be like, I'm going to wait until God tells them that I can help them. Then I will use my powers to help them. Like, that is ridiculous. No way. You're going to run straight to them and be like, yo, and just help them, right? This is the mistake that a lot of newbies, again, they make is like, I don't want to have to tell people about how I can help them. I'm just going to hope they find me and maybe God will tell them. It's like, no, that's not how it works, bro. Right? Like, that's not how it works. You have got to start talking about how you can help people. I tell my students all the time, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. And I'll tell you this, the more known, the more flown. What does that mean? If they don't know who you are, if they don't know how you can help, if they don't know that your solution to their problem exists, they can't flow you. They can't pay you, baby. And I have only seen this over the years. It's so interesting. The less known that you are in your market, the less money you will make. The more known you get known in your market, the more money you will make. It is psychotic to me that Kylie Jenner, okay, Kylie Jenner, she's got hundreds of millions of followers around the world, and she was the first self-made billionaire with a B at 21 years old. Why? Because she's known. I don't follow her. I don't know about anything that she does, but hundreds of millions of people do. And look, it's like, because she's talking about her thing. Now, the way that she helps people is like again, I don't know much about Kylie or whatever her name is, but I'm assuming the way she helps people is she provides a fantasy life or world that people desire to have. And like, hey, if you buy my makeup, you could totally look like me. And guess what? Like, that is a problem that people have. I wish I could blah, blah, blah. I wish I could be more pretty. I wish I could be rich. I wish I could look like them. All you got to do is buy my thing and you'll be as pretty as me. You'll be as rich as me. You'll look just like me. Okay, cool. And they buy the thing, right? Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I am not God. That's up to him and her to figure out. All I'm saying is this. How in the world does she get flown so much so quick? Because she is known. People will not be able to pay you if they don't know how you can assist and help them with their problem. So stop being weird or religious or like scarce in your mindset, thinking somehow they'll just find out. No, they won't. They won't. God will tell them. No, he won't. He won't. You have a mouth for a reason, so that you can put your voice out there, and then your sheep can know your voice, just like Jesus put his voice out there and his sheep knew his voice. You must talk about how you can help people. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Okay, you got to start talking about yourself, man. I don't want to be prideful. You don't have, like, it's like going to a place where kids are swimming everywhere and be like, I'm not telling anyone that I'm a master lifeguard because I don't want anyone to think differently of me because I don't want to be prideful. No, you're going to be like, yo, guys, just in case anyone needs to know, I'm a certified level 1 billion lifeguard. If anyone needs any help, just let me know. That's not prideful. Like the issue of the pride, it comes down to the motive. Are you trying to build your own glory, or is your motive to help as many people as possible? Like, why does Amazon have so much money? Because they're known. Why does Apple have so much money? Because they're known, right? Like, you've got to get known. If they don't know you, they can't flow you, man. So you must tell people how you can help them. And then step number 5, oops. Serve the market. And again, I'm going to bring out my trusty blue. Serve the market by selling. Serve the market by selling. I'm going to ask you an honest question here, okay? How many of you guys and gals have been served by me? Just wave at me. Have you learned something? Have I brought you value? Has maybe your life was even changed? Maybe you got some unlocks? Guess how I was able to do that? I sold you something. I literally sold you something, and I didn't do it with any weirdness like, I don't want to sell. No, I'm going to sell them something because your heart is where your treasure is, and if you don't have treasure in it, your heart's not going to be in it. So I want to put a price on this so that when you desire to take me up on my offer to help you, because I told you how I can help you, and you go, okay, cool, I actually really would like to be helped. Here's some value exchange, here's some dollars, and I go, great, here's some value. And guess what? I served you by selling to you. And the same thing is going to happen for you and your market. You got to get over these weird mindsets, these poverty mindsets, these religious mindsets, these whatever, even mindsets that society and culture have put on us that, oh, selling is slimy and like everyone who sells are just slimy and weird and they're all about the money. Okay, cool. But I submit to you that the only reason why anyone, anywhere has any money at all is because somebody somewhere sold something for a profit. Think about it like this, okay? What is the point? What is the point of if I have $100 bill worth of value and you've got 100 worth of value, what's the point of us just going, here, let's exchange value? There's no point of this, because if we are just exchanging value and the thing that I am trading you is just as valuable as the thing that you're trading me, this is stupid. We're wasting our time because the value does not increase for anybody here. We're just playing a weird game, okay? So in order to serve your market at the highest level, what you need to do is you need to sell your solution to their problem and position it in a way that it is worth way more to them than it is that you are asking for. Because now, grab a couple more, if you do a good job of serving people with your sales, you're literally doing this. I will trade you this penny for your $1,000. This is how sales works. This is how the market works, guys. The reason why people sell things every day is because the punchline is this. I purchase something not because it's worth exactly what the actual value that I'm paying. I believe that I'm buying a thing that's worth more than they're asking for. And if I don't believe that it's worth more than they're asking for, I'm not going to buy it. Can I help y'all? Nobody on this planet is interested in playing this weird, whether it's $100 bill, a penny, 1,000. No one wants to waste their time and just exchange equal value with one another. The best salespeople, the people who serve their markets at the highest level, the people who get the wealthiest are those who serve their market by selling them the solution that is worth more to the person buying than what the person buying is actually paying for. No one's buying my course. No one's buying my program. No one downloaded my book. Okay, I hear you. Maybe what needs to happen is you need to make sure that the thing that you are delivering to the market actually seems worth more than you're asking for. And by the way, this is a caveat. This is a B part to that thought, okay? It's not more stuff. I say this to my students all the time. More stuff is not better. Faster results are better. People are not just looking for more stuff, more junk. I wish there was 413 more modules to go through. No one's saying that. People are saying, how fast can I get results? Like, can I get the results I desire in a month? Can I get them in a week? I'll pay more for them if you can get them for me in a day, and I'll pay highest level possible if I can get the results in an hour. And then your job as the person who is serving the market by selling them your solution is to provide everything that that person needs in order to get the fastest results possible. Hey, real quick, if you've made it this far into the video and you're liking it, do me a favor, share this video with somebody that you think might also receive some value. My biggest heart in this channel is to simply bring some awareness, financial literacy, and do it all from a biblical perspective. So go ahead and share the video, like and subscribe, do all that stuff too. Back to the video. Are y'all getting this? If you're getting it, just let me know in the comments. Say, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. If you got some light bulbs going on. So remember, a lot of you guys and gals have heard me talk about the cycle of success before. And the problem that a lot of people have, and this happens to all of us, myself included, is we hear something and we think we know it, but you don't actually know the thing until you actually practice the thing over and over and over and over, till you comb through the thing over and over and over and over, till you get good at the thing. That is when you really know it. Not just talking about knowledge, okay? I'm talking about actual experience, getting good at the thing. And that's why I wanted to go through this training with you guys today in this Jumpstart class, because whether you've been around for a little bit and you just feel stuck, or whether you're just starting out your journey with us here in Digital Product Academy, okay? What you need to understand is that this cycle right here, and by the way, the reason why it's called a cycle is because every time that you're like, well, what do I do next? You just literally do the next part of the cycle. Well, man, I have my digital product, but I don't know what to do next. Well, that's step 3. What's the next step? Well, I guess I need to start telling people I can help them. I've been telling people how I can help them, but like, what do I do next? Well, cool. Now you should actually make more offers. Now you should actually serve your market by selling them something. Well, I'm serving my market by selling them something and it's working. Like, what should I do next? Good. You should go back to the beginning and get re-clear on who you desire to serve, because number one, either there's going to be a better product or service that you can provide for the people because you're more clear. Number two, a new product or service that you can kind of birth out of their other desires, okay? Or number three, a completely new niche or market that kind of branches off your market. Like, here's how it happened for me, okay? I started my digital business with worship leading. Like, I was a worship leader, and I know, you know, there's a lot of need for training. So I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Number one, I'm going to train people on leading worship. And that went really good. And then as I went through the cycle of success, okay, I got a feedback loop. And as I was training more and more people, as I was serving more and more people by selling them stuff, I was getting feedback. Hey, this is really awesome. I love that you're training me as a worship leader. Is there any way you can help me train my worship team? I was like, that's a good idea. So I went back to step number one. Okay, I'm already training worship leaders. Let me get clear on who I want to serve. What if I also served worship teams? It was just a baby branch that grew off of the main niche, okay? And so I was like, well, enough people are asking. Again, the market is telling me, we want cold bottles of water. I wasn't just like, and now I'm going to sell you mugs. Every worship leader needs a mug. And people are like, what the heck? I don't want a mug. What are you talking about, right? They started telling me, oh, I wish there was a training for not just worship leaders, but worship teams. And I'm like, great, I know how to do that. I've led teams since I was 11. So then I started serving not just worship leaders, I started serving worship teams. And that started taking off. And then guess what? The market, I did the cycle of success. I got clear. I came up with an obvious solution. I created a digital product. I told people I could help them. Then I served them by selling them. And after I sold enough, the market started talking to me again. Wow, thanks for helping us with our worship teams and worship leaders. We love this. In fact, we would really like some more information on songwriting training. And I was like, I could totally help you. I've done pretty good in songwriting. I'm still making really great royalties for my songs from 20 years ago. Like, I could totally show you how to write songs. So then I went back to number one. Let me get more clear on who I want to serve. And I did the whole entire process over. And then I created a new program for songwriters. And a bunch of people came in there. I did the cycle of success. Okay, I'm going to help songwriters now. Obvious solution to the obvious problems. Here's the things they need to know about songwriting. Created my digital product, which is a high ticket premium value program. Told people how I could help them. Then I served them by selling to them. Got a bunch of people into that program, hundreds into that program. And everyone was like, this is amazing. All the songwriting stuff is really cool, but there's a lot of stuff about the business side that we don't know. Can you teach us about that? And I said, absolutely. I actually own a publishing company, and me and my friend, we run the publishing, the business side for Maverick City Music, Stephanie Gretzinger, Jeremy Riddle, Jason Upton, basically everyone who's not with Bethel Music or Elevation Worship. We manage the business side for them because I stayed as an independent artist since I was 19. And I learned the slow, hard way, but whenever I got the skill, I built a business around it. That was another business. I can absolutely help you with the business side. So I created a publishing coaching program. I went back to step number one. I got clear, blah, 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 blah. So these branches started growing off. And then guess what? I served hundreds of people in the publishing program. And all of these people in the publishing program were like, yo, this is really cool teaching us about music business. Could you actually just teach us about business? Because like you've created a number of businesses now. And I said, sure, why not? Again, they're like, hey, we're in the freezing Antarctica. Can you sell us some socks? Sure. If that's what you desire, I'd love to sell you some socks. I know how to do it. So then I created the beta test for Digital Product Academy. And then I went back to step number one. Like, guys, this is what happened in the past 5 years for me. I'm telling you my process. The cycle of success is the secret sauce, baby. Okay, then I went back to the drawing board. Okay, people want business training now. I've built enough businesses. I've done the trick so many times, I can show them how to do the trick. Let me teach business. So then I did a round of that. And then now, Digital Product Academy, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in this program. And in the midst of this, while we were getting a number of people in the program, a number of the business owners in the program were like, dude, this is cool. But you know, all of like the beginner stuff, I'm like, here's how to create a course. That's cool. Like, could you just, I already have courses, I already have products. I'm already a coach. I'm already a mentor. Could you just teach me how to like make more money? Sure, let me get, and guys, here we go again, right? Like, boom, back to step number one. And that's where High Ticket University came from. That's where Diamond Program came from. That's where Inner Circle came, like over and over. And so when I tell you this cycle of success is like game changer, okay? This cycle of success is game changer when you go through the steps properly, all right? So whether you're just starting out, or whether you've been around for a little bit, I want to encourage you. One more time to the board here, Rome. I want to encourage you guys, plug into the cycle of success. Number one, get clear on who you desire to serve. Number two, come up with an obvious solution to your market's obvious problem. Number three, create a digital product that solves that problem. Whether you're creating the mule product, which is no problem with that, or the magician problem, no problem with that, or both, that's even better. Then after you do that, start telling people you can help them, AKA start talking, start marketing, right? Get the word out. Then as people are like, wow, thank you for helping me. This is amazing. What else do you have? I'm glad you asked, because now I'm going to serve you by selling you something. And as you do this, then you're like, well, what do I do next? I'm glad you asked. You just start the cycle over and over and over again.